What's going on, YouTubers, and welcome back to another video here on the channel as we're here in Wolves TV. And of course we're in the process of getting going through the off season here as you take a look at some of our top players of our team here. And of course, just kind of quickly, I'm trying to make this video as quick as I possibly can for the off season because you know, for the most part here, we're gonna be we've already re-signed quite a few of our players here, but also at the same time we're going to be picking up players as well because of the transfer window, because we have several players that are making returns from transfers. Got a couple teams or players are going to come in from other teams, as well as we're going to make a huge move here in this series, as we're going to bring a lot of our youth academy players up. Some are going to stay here for the season 2 and are going to be playing like maybe a half a season with us, and then we'll transfer them out or put them on loan, really not transfer but put them on loan. Now if we happen to get a player that is like a bit of a log jam for us right now, that's they may not have a possibility of playing that certain position, we may end up moving them or changing their positions and train them in it and do something else. Or we could also, if they're really good and we're going to get quite a significant amount of money for them, then obviously we'll sell them to whoever's interested in purchasing them as a player. So right now we're just kind of looking at some of the top, scores, guys that made the most appearances, goals, assists here, and of course there you see some of the ones we picked up over the previous summer transfer when we started this series. And I think for the most part this was a fun first year. I found some players that were really talented. Guys are, over the course of time, we kind of found players that were like, wow, this guy is not as good as I thought he was. And then there were some players that were like, wow, we got to put him on the pitch more often. We got to get, see what he can do. And of course, we're still, one of the things and really from the original series, we've always had trouble of our back line, making sure we have a really tough and secure left backs, center backs, and right backs, and that is something that we're going to be stressing so much for next season. Especially, I think we're gonna have a combination of building up a lot of youth academy players in those positions, as well as trying to find some players in the free agency market, and also players that are veteran players. I know this season we're supposed to sign a veteran player that was supposed to help us out. Unfortunately, I could not find nobody there in that position because all the ones I was actually wanting to get, they were way too expensive. And it's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try to, break the bank to bring those players in, because one, we don't have the money, and two, some of them were just asking way too much. You got Calvin Bassey here, one of our guys that we brought in one of the I think it was the winter transfer window there. He's been really doing a great job there for us, and we're hoping that will continue here. And of course, you got young guys like Mosaic. He's 24 years of age, really talented kid, just needs to be working on those fundamentals a lot more. And of course, we got veterans like Daltrey here who we're in the process right now trying to decide if we're going to keep him here. I did put him in the transfer window, and we're going to see if anybody will be able to pick him up. So Noah is one of those other players that I think we've been getting a lot of offers to, but we're deciding like, no, he is staying with us. He's by far better, he's one of our best right backs, even though he's had some issues with getting a lot of yellow cards here, and even some red cards as well this season. Redondo, of course, midfield there, we're getting better. Seems like getting stronger, getting more talented. Bellingham, he's going to be one guy that we're seeing him on the pitch quite often here. As you see there, he's scored 2 goals in all competitions, those 2 goals coming from the Premier League, and 4 assists. I'm really hoping that we'll see more of him become a better midfielder going into season 2. I'm even thinking about possibly letting him go on a loan again, just to get some time on the pitch, because right now guys like Gomes, guys like Doyle, guys like Redondo, And even well, right now Draper, he's going on loan. But you know, we got a lot of talented guys in that position. I'm trying to do my best to rotate those guys as much as I can. Hodge, you know, he's off. He's on loan as well. Torre, he's on loan as well. But both of those guys will be coming back. So I want to get them opportunity on the pitch there. And I think our center mid guys are so talented. Some of them can play that cam position because right now we need that, because Pablo Sambrini, he's, I mean, by far 16 goals total in the Premier League, 20 assists, 26 goals in all competitions, 31 assists in all competitions. But in the Premier League, he's just been top notch there for us, especially ever since Cunha went down. He's been that great cam coming in, that hidden, what do you call, the shadow striker, who's been doing a great job there. But he needs help, and we got to get help. You see the guy right below him there, Connell. He's going to be, I think, on loan. He is going off to Leeds, but we got O'Reilly and Cruz actually is going to go, I think, to Luton Town, but O'Reilly's there, and of course Milton, Sebastian Milton, the top cam player that we got in the youth academy. He's going to be possibly making he could make a you know, appearance on the pitch here this season. But he also, too, at the same time, I've been getting offers for loan deals for him, and I kind of want to sharpen his skills as well. So, you know, getting him a chance to play on the pitch is possible for us, but at the same time, I kind of want him to go somewhere else, because with the cam issue, you'll see here later in the video, I kind of figured out what we're going to do with that position. I've seen a couple of cam guys in the MLS, I know, that I think would make perfect guys for us, to kind of set that, kind of be bridge players for our cam guys that are our youth academy, that we have currently right now that are being called up, or the ones that are still in the youth academy right now that just need some extra time. Forbes, of course, you know, he's going to be leaving. Unfortunately, we can't re-sign him because I was dumb and did not do a good job of re-signing him, and so that's basically going to be a free transfer for the team that he is going to, which I forgot who that was. Can't really tell from the screen here, but Gomes, he was just awesome. 17 goals in the Premier League, 22 assists. I'm really looking forward to doing, you know, having him more involved in the games. We lost Said, the right winger there. I'm so upset that we did not. I ended up selling him off, and of course Cunha made his return back. He had 55 goals total in the Premier League alone. He had 76 goals in all competitions. He had 19 assists in all competitions. 10 of those were in the Premier League. And of course, the guy that really did a great job there this season, as Cunha was down there for those 2 months there, he was out of action because of a broken toe. Guedes was awesome. He had 41 total goals this season, all competitions, 15 total assists in all competitions, and I know now that we can rely on him if we happen to need to let Cunha. I'm not saying we're gonna get rid of Cunha, but if Cunha happens to go down again like that, I feel like Guedes is gonna be a guy that we can really rely on and just say, hey, you know what, go out there, do your thing, we know what you can do. As you see here is the final table going into or at least finish up the Premier League season here. And of course, you know, unfortunately, by this time, this series was, by the time we got to this point of this series, I was really hoping that we was already going to be at least getting into season 3, maybe even season 4 with the pace that we were on. But with, more importantly, the biggest thing of everything, trying to do YouTube is always tough, is life. You got things going on, job, because I don't do this full time. I do have a full-time job. So I try to jump on here and play games and get content ready as much as I possibly can. And currently right now I am unemployed. I am looking for a new job. But I'm even so, trying to do this, when, trying to look for a job and stuff, it doesn't always work out. But with this coming season 2, we are going to get into this because I'm going to try to get season 2 pumped out and out there for you guys as quickly as I can. By the time this video comes out, I'm not for sure exactly when this video is going to be coming out, but by the time this video comes out, I will either be going to Vegas or coming back from Vegas. I forgot what the schedule is going to look like with these videos. I will tell you now, the week of June 20th through the 24th, that's when I'll be in Vegas with family. It's a family vacation that I'm going on. First time we've been on a family vacation for I don't know how many years now. But I'm going to Vegas with my mom, my sisters, my 2 nephews, and my brother-in-law. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. But yeah, when whenever this video comes out, we will definitely this series should be up and going at some point here, because after this video, you guys will see the preseason games, and also there will be a Shield, the FA Community Shield game. It won't be. I will not be voicing over it. You know, there'll be just the commentary for the game itself. But those videos will be up during that time, or at least ideally. I'm still trying to figure that out, how that's gonna work. But even then, there should be some videos coming up as well. Me, you know, of course, talking about the series and going through games like that. We're gonna try to go. Ideally, I try to get a month's worth of games in a video. And ideally, that's worked so far for us, and that, for the most part here, that's what we're going to be sticking with. Now, even though you know, of course, this is months down the road, FC 26 comes out. That'll be in September when the game comes out. We'll still even be working on this series. Now, if I happen to get to season 4 before then the series may end up coming to an end. But just in case, because you know, life throws us a lot of curveballs. If we're not there by season 5, then we'll continue the series. We'll continue going as long as I can, because I love playing FIFA, or in this case FC. I love the series, and I love what we're doing. I love what's going on right now with this story and these players, and especially some of even the youth academy players that we got coming up, with some of these youth academy players, which at some point I'm gonna have to make a video about them. We got some really talented guys, and they're gonna be young guns. They're gonna be doing some great things for our club, and I cannot wait for that to happen. There you see, like I said, we sold Said, and of course he is going to go with Sheffield United, who I believe are back in the. I think they end up getting relegated there. They end up going back to the Champions, to the English Champions League there. So yeah, we end up selling him. Unfortunately, I was sitting there looking at him like, wait a minute, did I just sell him? Like, crap, I did. And he had a really good high potential. He was on that 84 to 90, or no, I think it was a 75 to 85, something like that. So I was thinking ideally 80 was his potential. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to say goodbye to him, as they did pick him up there. 1.4 million pounds for that player. So unfortunately, we have to let him go. We have such a log jam in the winger position. It's like I cannot abuse this kid and just say, oh, your time's coming up. We're gonna put you on the team. And unfortunately, I think he did play one game. I think he got one goal when he did make his start, but long term wise, we just decided to go ahead and let him go. As we take a look at some of our youth academy players here we have right now, we have Mangler there from France, a potential. Geez, well, this would be a potential player. 83 to 94 potential. Right now he's at 64 overall right now. 17 years of age. He could make a start. I feel like he would make a player. He would be definitely on our roster, but we got to work with him right now. It's our plans for him is to make him a right wing. Right now he's a right mid, but he does have a winger, characteristics as well. So we're gonna definitely be working with him. and try to get him on there. And it's one of our newest youth academy players that we've went ahead and signed, and I really feel really good with him. Season 2, we're going to try to do our best to stay, kind of stay in our backyard, try to pick up guys in the English club. I'm trying to stick with what the Wolves actually do in real life. So obviously, players from England, players from Portugal, Spain. We also have Brazil, Argentina, which I know they don't go to Argentina, but I figure like, okay, Argentina they always have successful players. We can find the next whoever, Lionel and all the kind of players like that. Then also France, and then I think I decided to go to Germany as another place where we're going to start looking at as well. So we're going to try to stay close to home, but also to go abroad, and also of course we're going to bring some Americans over, because I have one American. Well, he's not necessarily American. He's actually Argentinian, but he plays in America. And you'll know who I'm talking about here in a bit, because you've seen him in another series on this channel, especially on this channel here in our Austin FC series. We're going to bring him, this particular player, over. So you'll see him here towards the end of the video. But there you see Ahmed. He's another youth academy player that been in our youth academy since the very beginning. 71 to 75 potential. So we're getting close to what his potential is, or his true potential is, and when obviously I like to bring him up. He is a cam, but he also plays a CDM position. He's we got him trained to be a box-to-box type of player, and I feel like he'll be a very successful guy for us. Maybe not long term, but for the time being, and try to help out that just try to make that center mid position even stronger with more depth. Will be very helpful for us. So we'll take a look at some of the objectives here. Some of those, the original objectives we had for season 1, we actually were successful with them, with the exception of I think the only one I didn't get was signing a veteran player, which a veteran player considers here in this game is 35 or older. There was just not guys that I was wanting to get. I was looking to just sign a veteran player just cause. And so I just decided, like, okay, that's not really not really an issue for us. But there you see some successful or domestic success, continental success. We got to reach the Champions League. They want us to get to the group stage, get through that. Youth Academy, we don't have any objectives right now, but for brand exposure, they want us to get 10 clean sheets this season, and also sign a well-known veteran player. Now, that name at the top of the list there is Sebastian Dressler. We went ahead and signed him. He is going to help us out in the as a backup, or at least a kind of a sporadic type of player. I wouldn't say backup, but more of a guy that can come in, play, help. If Sambrini needs a day off or something like that, he would be more a person we would see probably play in the FA Cup games or in the Cabero Cup games. But Dressler, he is by far one of my favorite players in the Austin FC series, and unfortunately in that series we had to let him go because there was just not much for him to do left for that squad anymore, and a lot of European teams won him. I can't remember exactly where he went to. I want to say it was a Premier League team. I want to say it was like Spurs or something. I can't remember. You guys probably can remember that. You can look that up yourselves, but I can't really remember. But we decided to sign him for £12.5 million. We finally, Doherty, he decided, and this actually took a long time. That's why I had to cut this slices up this way, because it took forever for him to finally sign and go ahead and go with Everton. There was a couple other clubs that was interested in him, and for whatever reason, he was not handling. And they were all in the Premier League. They were all mid-table teams, and Everton, of course, last year, remember they almost got eliminated. But they finally picked up the pace there towards the end and was able to get themselves out of the relegation zone. Francona, he's a Brazilian player. I think he's going to work very well, especially with Cunha as a fellow Brazilian. That cam position there, that's another cam guy that we have. So we have now 2 cam guys that can back up Sambrini. And like I said, they'll see competition. They'll play in a couple of league games, but also more importantly, I think there will be more. It'll be more of the when we play a lot of the bottom bottom half or the bottom third of the Premier League. The teams are in relegation. We'll have him come up and play, or maybe even sometimes, depending on what's Carabao Cup or FA Cup game we have, he will make that start. So we're trying to get bringing some time to rest up, get more fit, because last year he was just literally. I mean, there was a handful of games that for the most part, he played a lot of games last year for us, and it was just like, wow, it was really a struggle trying to find somebody to play that cam position. And we had a couple guys that stepped up to the plate there, helped us out, but we needed a natural cam to help us out. Nico O'Reilly is another player there. He's on loan now. He is going to Birch City. Sebastian, there, the French player that we picked up, I talked about earlier, who now he's on loan again. Because we just got him back, and now he's left us again. Now he's going to go to Swansea City, so that's going to be good. Like I said, a lot of these players you see here, a lot of the players that are on loan, when I told them, like, hey, we're going to put you on the loan list, we want to see what we can do. It's either going to be a year, short term, which is like 6 months, or 1 year loan, or there was even a couple guys that agreed to a 2-year loan with a lot of these clubs here. Sunderland is another place. There you see that one of our other younger players has decided to go to as well. They are happy. They were ecstatic. They're like, yes, thank you so much, coach. Thank you for thinking about my future. Unfortunately, I know, apparently, I can't play for the team right now, but they're happy that they get a chance to play on the pitch for a team, show their skills off, and then eventually bring them back into the fold and bring them back to here at Wolverhampton. So it was really good. The morale was really, really helpful. And there you see another one of our young 16-year-olds there. He's going to go, one of our Japanese players there, going off, and he's going to be playing on loan for another club as well. So having these players, especially these young 16, 17, 18-year-old, 19, even some of the 20-year-olds, are really happy that they are going to continue. We're still keeping with them. We're not selling them. They don't want to get sold, but they want to still play and get a chance. They're willing to say, hey, I'll play anywhere just as long as I can stay with this team and try to be a part of this. And and my hats go off to them. I'm glad that we didn't have issues with that. It didn't ruin their morale, didn't ruin the team morale. Made it better. You see Bellingham, he's going to go to Sevilla FC. So that's awesome. I love that. I love seeing that. I'm glad that these guys are agreed to this. And like I said, we're hoping to they'll get that. Hopefully they'll get the playing time they need. Hopefully they'll become starters there with other clubs and do well there. Not too well to the point where they want that other team to sign them and that kind of stuff. But just go there, play well, and then try to come back and see what they can do with us here. Because I feel like our future is very, very bright here, and by I would say probably season 3 we should have a really good solid base with our youth academy players coming back and them taking over some of these positions here. Adam is another player that we got, one of our newest youth academy players that we've called up, and he's now on loan as well. So the loan thing is working out for the better for us. Like I said, we had obviously we got a lot of players coming back. We got either 2 or 3 more players that are still on loan because they were on loan on the winter transfer, not the last summer when we started the series. So those players are still out there. We'll get them back in the January window here, halfway through season 2 here. But yeah, other than that, I was really happy trying to get a lot of these loans approved and get them through, and I think it's going to make our team even better, stronger, and they're going to come back hungry. There you see one of our Hugo. He's going to go to the Portland. He's going to play for the MLS there for the Portland Timber. So he's going to be on a really good team there, because if you know anything about me playing the MLS game, or at least MLS series, Timber are usually a team that really gets on my nerves. So hey, he's going to be on a good team. He's going to be well trained and ready to go, and hopefully does some good things there. They're in the MLS there with Portland. But yeah, this was a really good transfer window here. Like I said, I didn't want to get splashy. We got quite a bit of money from the tournaments we won. We really didn't go after too many. I think we went maybe after 1 or 2 players, in that winter transfer. But for the most part there, we did not get too crazy. We signed 2 decent players here that's going to help us out in the long term when it comes to just rotation wise. Long as nobody gets hurt. Of course, that's always a thing. But as long as nobody gets hurt or seriously banged up or anything like that, I think for the most part here we should be pretty good on just trying to get things going. But there you see Dressler, and then you see the what we agreed to with him and what he's getting paid right now. So yeah, this was like I said, this was a pretty decent window for us, transfer window wise. We didn't have to worry about too many. We got the players we wanted. Of course, there's several on here that I would love to have, but like Bruno's one of those players there. Fabian Rare, this is the player that I was really I was really wanting. He's 23 years old, left-footed, 5'10", but we could not sign him. We were about to sign him. We were still waiting. I had to get rid of a player, release, or have a player get released or sold, and I can't think of his name now. I just said it earlier. Daughtry. He was the one that we were trying to, dude, sign with the other club there, because we got a guy that needs to come in here and we really want him. And unfortunately, the deal went with it fell through, and he ended up now going to Leeds there. So fortunately, we could not get him. Of course, Bruno, he got a big contract there. That's what you look at his market value, £77 million. And I would love to have Bruno a part of our squad. But just could not. We just could not pull the trigger there. Acosta for FC Cincinnati was another player that we were looking at. Lindstrom there, another one that we were looking at. That was on our list. Chaplin from iWedge, he was another one that he was seasoned. He's a seasoned player. He knows what to do in that cam position there. We were looking for somebody that will. Not too young, but young enough to be realize his role. Like, he's not gonna be a starter. He'll be a sporadic type of guy, but around that 26, 27, 28 years of age, because Sambrini's 33. So a guy that kind of like, okay, I know my role is, I'm gonna have a sporadic role, all that kind of stuff. Fuentes, if we got him, obviously he would make he would get a start, and Sambrini would probably, but I didn't want to end up, I feel like role wise is like, that probably end up frustrating Sambrini there. And then, but then again, we could have changed the formation. We could have had 2 cams, on the field. We could have definitely found a different formation to kind of suit the both of them there. And that's another thing we're looking at is looking at formation wise. There is a good chance that we could be changing formations here, especially when we get to the second half of the season. Morgan Gibbs White, another player, by far one of my favorite players when I started the original Wolves series there. And fortunately, right as we were when I screwed up the save file there on that one, we were getting ready to get rid of him because he was getting too good, and there was too many teams that was wanting his services, and we were offering some big money for him, and so we had to let him. We were about to let him go, but take a look here. Just a lot of people on our short list here, and of course that short list is going to be kind of shortened even more so here as we go through here. I'm gonna go through here and see who got signed, and or if they moved to a new team or whatever, and we'll just take them off the list. But in this upcoming season, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna worry about, obviously in youth academy, we're gonna worry about, what is it, cams. We are gonna also worry about the back line, your center backs, your right backs, and a couple other positions there. And of course, the goalkeepers are going to be another one that we are currently looking at. As you take a look here at some of the youth academy players that we have for goalkeepers here, and we got a lot of young 14 to 15-year-olds here that I'm really excited about, and we're hoping that they'll get better and stronger as they go along here. We got some pretty good potentials there. You see that left back there from France. He is one that I'm really excited about going. Most recently here, we just won the. I think so far now this tournament they have in this game, I've won it. I think 2 out of 3 times. So not too bad there, as we've been doing a very good. These guys have been doing an excellent job in those tournaments, and that's been really helpful with their with their development there. De Silva, as I was winding down and getting into the youth academy here, we found him, like, oh, we definitely got to have him on the team there. So he's part of the youth academy there, 74 to 94. I'm hoping that so far his numbers are been going up. So I'm hoping that high potential is going to stay on the high end there, and more so, like, I'm hoping that'll be like a 84 to 94 or something like that. So that'll be really nice to see. But yeah, other than that, we got some kind of guys that are going to fit those roles, or kind of be, for depth if we happen to stay here permanently. But at the same time, too, again, if we don't need them no more because we've already got some people locked down for a long term, then we'll definitely bring them up to the youth academy and then sell them. Or bring them up from the youth academy up to the senior team squad, and then eventually sell them and put them on a transfer with a club that needs the young talent. So and there you see the same guys we used last season when it comes to our scouting network there. And like I said, we're looking at cams. We're looking also, you see there, we are also looking at wingers there in Brazil. But that might change here depending on what for these first month or two, we might change that. But I do have the scouts that go to other leagues like that. Looking at, we are looking at the more defensive type of players over there. You'll see here, so the scouts that we have right now overseas in different parts of the world for defensive purposes there, where hopefully they'll bring back some good news there for us, and everything should be good. So but yeah, this was like I said, we didn't get too crazy with the money, because like I said, I'm trying to save some money here, and and because at some point here, maybe season 3 we start maybe say, hey, let's start throwing some cash at some guys here. Let's see what we can do. So it's gonna be a process. We gotta win tournaments. Tournaments gives us money helps us make our team stronger, and wins as well. So we'll see how things go here. But like I said, you'll see the preseason tournament that we're in. We're in the same preseason tournament that we were in last season, which was the European International tournament, or championship tournament, or whatever it was, preseason tournament. So we've been playing a lot of other squads, some of the lower tier German, French, and I think Italian squads. So we'll see how we all will do on that. Hopefully we can defend our title in that tournament. And then, like I said, the FA Shield, Community Shield game is up on the channel as well. So you'll see that here in the next couple of days. I'm thinking about putting this series on Saturdays. If not Saturdays, it'll be Sunday, something like that. But like I said, it just depends. So just hit that, obviously hit that like button, as well as the subscribe to the channel, and to always get, and also not to mention hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other videos that happens to drop here on ESGNet. And of course, don't forget to also check us out on our second channel over on ESGNet Plus LP for other great series as well all summer long. hopefully you guys are having a great summer and having a safe summer as well. And stay tuned for more here on both channels here on YouTube. But like I said, this has been a fun series. I don't want to end it, but it's still going to go on. We're going to go play this as long as we can. We got until September, so we're going to try to get into more here. And like I said, it's going to be either a once-a-week series. At best, it'll probably be a twice-a-week series. One at the beginning of the week, one maybe at the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know exactly what days this series will come out, because I am in the process of making some more announcements about changes of days when certain series come out. So I know a lot of you guys like that, so I try to do my best to help you guys out with those. But that's it for me. Stay tuned for more. Go Wolves. Let's see how season 2 goes. Let's see if we can bring home another Premier League championship in season 2. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time.